went back in time to kill the evil from the future. A half-giant burst out laughing. Gwahaha! They were traveling across the snow on a massive sled. Corin growled, "How did this even happen?" Estelle glanced at him. "These people, they're from a tribe I know." The half-giant leader grinned. "I met them when Berjacker said he was going to the academy." Berjacker, Corin thought. Ah, yes, the top student of the third-year night department, bald, half-giant, berserker Berjacker. So that's how it is. The decisive difference between the old religion, Zeruem, and the new religion, Zion, lies in their treatment of demihumans. For centuries, the church treated demihumans like monsters or evil spirits. But after the Witch Revolution, the new religion changed its stance, seeking harmony and protection instead of persecution. That's why demons were admitted into the academy. In my year, there was Huaron. Among our seniors, there were two prominent examples, vampire Mariette Dunalef and half-giant Berjacker. The reason they could attend, despite so much opposition, was... Estelle smiled faintly and said, "Berjacker is an excellent student." The half-giant leader nodded. "I was truly grateful back then." Corin thought, it was all thanks to Saintess Estelle, the representative of the new religion. However, we're not in the northern region yet. Why did the half-giants cross the strait and come all the way here? Then, another half-giant shouted, "Hey, they're over there!" The leader's eyes widened. "Yeah, let's get..." Who are they after? Corin wondered. Moments later, a group of mages appeared, launching streams of fire at a massive wall of ice. A mage shouted, "Hurry up! We need to make sure the half-giants don't notice. The ice is too thick." Suddenly, they turned around. The half-giant leader bellowed, "Mage Tower scum who disturb our ancestors' eternal rest, prepare to die." "Ah!" the mages screamed. "It's the half-giants," one yelled. "Curse it! Cast the defense magic!" another shouted. Before they could finish, Corin Locke leaped forward and hurled his spear straight at the barrier. A system notification appeared. Rank, Legendary, G.E. Durg 1 of the Twin Spears of Manan and MacLear. Nullifies all magical effects on a single target. Deals 350% additional damage to beast-type enemies. Beasts struck by the spear are afflicted with the curse of the Beast Hunter Red Spear. Corin thought to himself, it seems there's still some time left before I fully recover. Of course. "Crush them!" roared the half-giant leader. Corin observed calmly, it doesn't look like they need my help. An elephant-sized half-giant slammed his fists into the ground, sending out shockwaves that froze the mages in their tracks. The leader grinned. "Not bad. You're pretty strong, huh?" Corin chuckled. "Ha ha! Not at all. If it weren't for you all, I would have frozen to death." The half-giants who, according to the scenario, will become subordinates of Tates Balthazar, are attacking the mages? Corin wondered silently. What's the reason? A few moments later, Chief Kareem, the massive and bearded leader of the half-giants, boomed joyfully. "It is good to see the famous saintess of the southern people again." Estelle Hadasha El-Ras smiled politely. "Hello, Chief Kareem. Has it been 3 years?" Kareem laughed. "So, is that rascal Berjacker doing well at school? He hasn't caused any trouble, I hope." The half-giant tribe chief, Kareem. Estelle nodded. "Of course. Your son is the top student in the third-year night department." "Gah-ha-ha-ha! Well, if he's my son, he should at least be able to do that much," Kareem roared with laughter. Then, narrowing his eyes slightly, he asked, "However, we don't usually accept outsiders. The companion you came with, who is..." Corin stepped forward and dropped to one knee before him. Kareem rumbled curiously. "Finally," Corin murmured. He looked up, eyes gleaming. "I've always believed that giants are the true creators of this world. Whenever I heard the history of the grand race of giants, my heart would race. I've always wanted to follow in their footsteps some..." "Corin," Estelle said in disbelief, "you're blaspheming again." Kareem raised an eyebrow. "I heard that the Southerners dismiss our history as mere mythology. What about you?" Corin pressed his knee deeper into the ground and said solemnly, "I, O great giant king, have actually seen the remains of Lord Balor myself." He hid a sly grin while bowing low. "I didn't tell a single lie," he thought. "I truly did see the giant king's eye in the Mage Tower." Kareem's voice thundered. "Is that true? They've desecrated our ancestors' remains, and now they dare defile the king himself. Those damned mages!" Corin quickly interjected. "However, they are numerous and strong. Of course, they cannot compare to the giants, but there is no doubt they possess considerable power." "Then what should we do instead?" Kareem demanded. Corin smiled. placing a hand on the chief's massive finger. I would like to fight with you. Moments later, Corin and Estelle watched from the edge of the settlement as Karim bellowed, "Wah! Grab your weapons, so that our ancestors may rest in peace." Estelle sighed softly. You seem to be enjoying yourself, Corin. Was all this part of your plan too? Corin grinned faintly. No, I only learned of their presence after coming here. Then why are you smiling like that? In the game, Corin thought, this place can only be accessed after gaining enough affinity with Berjacker and receiving his invitation. When the player and Berjacker visit this place, they find that the entire half-giant village has already been massacred. Later in the story, the half-giants appear as Balthazar's subordinates. But this tribe, the one that honors their ancestors and guards the giants' tombs, is the only one that never compromised with him. Corin smiled faintly. Since everyone is still alive, we became allies with the half-giants. I survived for a week with Estelle, and with their help, after 2 weeks, we successfully returned. As Corin Locke and Estelle Hadasha El Ras stepped off the ship, they were suddenly tackled by Mariette Dunalef and Alicia Arden. Both hugged him tightly, pressing their ample chests against. Hup! Corin gasped. Mariette cried, I thought you died. Alicia said, if you had died. Ah, yes, yes. Corin mumbled awkwardly, still squished between them. Aaron Denua stepped forward, smiling warmly. I believed in you, my disciple. I'm glad you made it back safe and sound. You, the Saintess, and Huaran. Corin's expression froze. Everyone will be shocked when they find out what I've accomplished. Huh? Huaran? What do you mean, Huaran? You guys weren't together. Where could she be? In a snowy mountain. Corin and Estelle had spent a week fleeing the Mage Tower's pursuit, yet they never actually encountered the trackers. Somewhere far north, beyond the storm, she remained. Huaran. She did not need to eat, drink, or sleep, for she was guarding the passage to the northern region, as the heavenly Yaksh. Dozens of black birds circled in the sky. Meanwhile, at the highest floor of the Mage Tower, Blue faction leader, Elder Volan, yawned. Yawn. When on earth are those guys planning to attack? Green faction leader, Elder Drarian, leaned on his chair. Have they been scared out of their wits or what? It's already been nearly 2 weeks since we've seen the Royal Army. Another mage replied, well, that just shows how devastating Elder Volan's natural disaster spell must have been. Elder Volan wiped his sweat and said with false pride, ha, ahem. Indeed. Suddenly, a panicked mage burst into the room. Master! Master! Blue faction leader Elder Volan said, what is it? The mage shouted, it is the Royal Army. The Royal Fleet is approaching. Green faction leader Elder Drarian said, they are like moths rushing into the flame. Blue faction leader Elder Volan said, battle formation. It is time to show the tower's true power. The mage said, it is not just the fleet. Flying beasts have appeared in the sky. Blue faction leader Elder Volan said, wyverns will not even be able to fly properly here though. Green faction leader Elder Drarian said, looks like they all plan to freeze to death. The mage said, they are not regular flying beasts. It is Hraesvelger. There are over 30 of them. Green faction leader Elder Drarian said, each one costs more than 20,000 gold. How is that possible? Do not panic and respond accordingly. Blue mages use ice spears. As multiple ice spears shot through the air toward the Hraesvelger, Lunia Arden suddenly leaped from one of them, her sword flashing. In a blur, the ice spears were sliced apart mid-air. Blue faction leader Elder Volan and Green faction leader Elder Drarian were stunned. Lunia Arden sheathed her sword and said, you have kept me waiting long enough, my fiancé. Arden's sword is already prepared for battle. She posed gracefully, then shouted, slash them all! As the Arden First Sword Division charged, they roared, we will follow your command. A blue mage yelled, Arden's First Sword Division has appeared. We need support. A Worski mercenary shouted, the Worski Mercenary Corps, let us charge in. Another mage screamed, the Worski Mercenary Corps. Ugh, they are too strong. Please send reinforcements. Green faction leader Elder Drarian barked, those fools. A reckless landing like that changes nothing. Fire. Cuke. Who was that making strange noises at a time like this? Blue faction leader Elder Volan suddenly collapsed, clutching his stomach. My stomach. Corin Locke said to himself, they do not know. No one will ever know. The seeds of curses scattered throughout the archipelago. The seed of Krinuke, the vile treasure brought from the land of the gods, bears a horrifying curse. A system notification appeared. The curse of Maha. After the seed sprouts, if the land is invaded, all men living on Blue faction leader Elder Volane screamed in agony, "Ooh-ah!" Green faction leader Elder Drarian also roared, "Ah!" The system notification continued, "Will suffer from labor pain." Their cries echoed throughout the island. "Ack! What?" Corin Locke watched from afar and said, "Angus, scoundrel, you wicked fiend, it is time for revenge." Thanks for tuning in. I truly appreciate each and every one of you who took the time to watch this video. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. If you enjoyed what you saw, consider sharing my videos or channel with your friends who might also enjoy it. Your support means the world to me and helps my channel grow. Let's keep this community thriving together. Until next time, see you in the next video.